Shiva as Nataranja. And we're going to go on to Van Gogh. Now there's two categories here that this is really covering you might want to note, because on page 10 it says give tangible to form to feelings and ideas, which is also true with Starry Night, but also to refresh our vision and help us see the world in new ways. This is kind of both. Vincent van Gogh believed that after death, that we as people we journeyed to the stars, okay, and he was really kind of focused on the stars and the light in this painting, and he's also very much known for his brushstrokes and his emotional content. He's really putting a lot of himself into these brushstrokes, into the Starry Night. So he's really showing us his emotion, and he's also refreshing our vision and seeing the world in a new way. He's sort of depicting the sky as filled with more light and more radiance than we normally see it. So that's his way of showing us the world in a different way. Then we go on to Mike Kelly, Candor's full set, and I'm going to skip to here because it's a better image. But he's refreshing our vision, seeing the world in a new way. Now this has to do with Superman and the city that Superman was originally from, and it has all these different depictions of this city, and then he puts these sort of glass jars, these bell jars, over them. I got to see this in person with a Mike Kelly retrospective. He died a couple years ago, not long after this piece was made, and he's a very depressed person. He actually took his own life. So did Van Gogh, by the way. A lot of artists, it's very common. At any rate, Kelly thought of the city of the future was depicted in so many different ways that he decided to try to make them into models, into three-dimensional models. And then he got glass blowers to make these giant jars, which a lot of glass blowers didn't want to do it. But at any rate, he got it done and depicted this city of Candor. Okay, so he's trying to get us to look at this superhero comic book imagery in a different way. All right, so looking and responding, this is really important. Selective perception and vanitas. A lot of people get selective perception wrong. It's about filtering information that allows us to focus on the immediate tasks at hand. So this is what is used during art, looking at art, okay? We're not really looking at the work to relate to it directly, and I know a lot of you guys think about that, but you want to really think about what's actually in this particular piece. Think about the artist and think about the context a little bit more than our own personal take. Take the personal out of it a little bit. Vanitas is the fleeting nature of earthly life and happiness, and this is an ancient, well, not that ancient, 1660. This is a recurring theme, I would say, in art where a lot of things like a skeleton and a well, this is a cupid, but still it's a baby. Skeleton, a baby, flowers, money, and so on are depicted. Flowers bloom and then they die. So there's all these phases of like a bud, of full bloom, and then some dead petals coming off, money and wealth. The basic idea is that you can't take it with you when you go, that money and beauty and youth are fleeting. All right, so old depiction, 1660. Then we go into a much more modern one with Audrey Flack, done in the 70s. Okay, so with this iconography, which is the stuff that has meaning, like a skull is an iconographical, it's iconography for death, right? So we still have our skull. We have lipstick, which is alluding to beauty, right? And here's youth. And then there's some grapes, same thing. The grapes are fruit that's ripe and youthful and rich. And there's some jewelry and so on. And then there's a candle that is burning out, and we have a skull, so that's toward death and that life is ending, and there's a calendar, same kind of thing. Okay, so the vanitas is an important way of looking at looking at work. Also, we're including in here is Jim Hodge's piece, Every Touch, and this is done of flowers, silk flowers, which don't ever fade, but the same concept, but it's not done in the same composition, same layout. Okay, beautiful piece, really interesting, but it has to do with, to some degree, with the Vanitas. Okay, all right, so here's some stuff to go back over. Key topics, again, aesthetics, chapter 2. All right.